What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing the second game on the Thursday slate for Draftkings Call of Duty League betting. This betting is taking place due in part to the Call of Duty League, and we're going to be seeing a lot of interesting games this week for the return of the Call of Duty League back in action. This weekend after the 2 week break after the Stage 2 majors. I'm very excited to, resume watching professional Call of Duty. Now, this week we're going to see the matchup between, or this day actually, Thursday, we're going to see the matchup between the Toronto Ultra, the now reigning Stage 2 champions, against the Florida Mutineers, who have a new, not a new acquisition, but they called up Colt Havoc from the bench to replace SLATE, who was benched himself. And, this new looking Florida Mutineers is going to go up against the champs in the Ultra, champs of the stage, of course. And this is going to be a pretty interesting game to watch because the Ultra showed what they are truly capable of and what a lot of people have been saying they are capable of doing. Since the beginning of the Call of Duty League as of this year, they beat the Atlanta Phase 5-2, I believe it was. Yeah, 5-3. 5-3. They beat them 5-3 in the series to win the stage, and they looked pretty mean out there. They looked pretty strong. Bance, arguably one of the considered one of the worst players in the league this year. Bance has not been having a good year, but for some reason he went absolutely off in the their championship series against the Atlanta Phase, and this team just looked very, 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 very strong in the last game against Atlanta Phase. Like I said, they won 5-3, and nobody was expecting that. Atlanta was a heavy favorite. It was a very precious sight to see, and based on the performance we saw, I think that the Toronto Ultra have found a new life with this squad they have right now, and I feel like they're going to come back and not miss a beat against the Florida Mutineers. Now, I do feel like there are several key or nice plays here for the Florida Mutineers side. I do believe that Skies and Awakening are at a very good price. Neptune as well. But Awakening, especially at 8,200, I feel like is a very, very, very good pick. Just overall, I would have Awakening in my flex spot. I would not let him pass up at that price, 8,200. He's a fairly consistent player, and at that cheap of a price, I do believe that he can pay off his price tag real easily. Even though you might not believe that, or you might not think that Florida Mutineers might win, he can still post up a decent amount of points, so he's worth looking over, as well as Skies and Neptune, just because they are the same exact price. For the cap position, Skies and Neptune are 11,100, and they are also 7,400 for the flex position. They are both the same price. You could go with either one. I would personally go with Skies just because I feel like he has a lot of upside to him, and I do feel like Neptune is good as well. He's coming into shape. And I do feel like he's going to get better over the season, but I do feel like Skies and Awakening are still the best plays here in this scenario. Havoc, have not seen him play the whole season. We haven't seen him play. Who knows? He might come out and go absolutely off like every new player does. But we never know. I don't like betting on new players on their first games. He's not a new player, but he's just, he's debuting this season. For the first time this season, he played last season for them. For the Toronto Ultra side, I do believe the Toronto Ultra are a minus 180 favorites against the Florida Mutineers, so they're not that much of favorites, but they are still favorites regardless. For the other side of the Toronto Ultra, I really am looking at Cammy at 8,600. I feel like Cammy at that price is very, very intriguing because Cammy has usually been sitting around in the 9,000 levels. That's where he produces the most, and he's he was constantly sitting at that level in the $9,000 range for a very long time, and he's been dropping price recently. I just feel like he is not priced very, very accurately to his skill. I do think he's kind of underpriced, and even though he posted 43 fantasy points against the Atlanta FaZe last series, I do think he's going to bounce back hard. And Cammy at 8,600 is a steal of a price. Kleenex at 7,800 as well. I feel like Kleenex is one of those players where he is slept on a lot. He's had a lot of fantasy points against good teams in the past 5 games, with the likes of Optic, Chicago, and Atlanta. He didn't do too well against Atlanta, but it was a slow series. But they edged out the win, and I think Kleenex and Cammy are the best players I would have here on the Toronto Ultra site. Toronto Ultra side. Insight is another player that I like looking at. He is a good player, but I just feel like he's too expensive for what he's produced as of recent. That's why I would fade Insight. I like Bance too, but I just think that it's going to be hard for him to replicate what he did against the Atlanta FaZe. He didn't really go off, but he did go off in some of the Surge games. I believe he was 10 kills up with no deaths in one of the Surge games. I believe it was this one maybe that we're watching here. I'm not sure exactly which one it was, but I feel like it's very hard for him to replicate even what he did against FaZe. So my confident picks for this match are probably Cammy, Kleenex, Skies, and Awakening as my favorite picks. You can pick and choose either from those, whoever you think is going to win this series. And, with that being said, I do think that Toronto might win a 3-2. Or Florida Mutineers, I wouldn't be surprised if they won 3-2 as well. I think it's closer than what it seems. And I really do, if I had to predict something, I would have to predict Toronto Ultra 3-2 victory. I do feel like the Toronto team position at the 3,400 price tag is a pretty good, bet as well. You could look into that for the team position. And with that being said, those are my thoughts on these specific fantasy prices for the Draftkings Call of Duty slate that will be taking place on Thursday, the 22nd of April. And this game starts at 3:30, I believe. The previous game for the previous video, Dallas Empire against Paris Legion, starts at 2, I believe. Like the content, if you like esports content regarding betting on either Bovada or DraftKings or maybe other platforms, if you like daily fantasy sports, like making money watching the esports you love, stick around. I like providing this content for you guys. If you like FPSs, I'm going to be covering more games like Valorant and Halo in the future for betting purposes. And with that being said, if you like the channel, leave a like. If you disliked it, leave a dislike. If you want to leave a comment giving suggestions on how I can make the channel better to view, leave a comment. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching.